All right, guys, so today we are going to go over culling your footage. Um, Before you start any editing, one of the first things you want to do is get organized and find the clips that you plan to use. So you want to eliminate all of the mistakes. Um, you want to get rid of the fluff and work with the best of what you've captured in that day. Okay, so um, that's the first thing that we're going to do. All right, so I've already organized my footage. All right, so I'm going to start importing my footage, and as you'll be able to see, uh, I have my footage organized. All right, so right here you can see um, everything is organized based upon what it is. All right, so aerial shots, the morning with the bride, the ceremony from the 3 different camera angles. If you have more camera angles, you can obviously make that longer or add more folders. Cocktail hour, then the establishers for the ceremony. So your establishing shots for the ceremony, establishing shots for reception, etc., etc., etc. Okay, photo session is going to be the moments, those cinematic moments, I guess, that are posed, or they don't, it's the couple together or the couple by themselves. And even mixed in with that shot, I do include the family photos and the full bridal party. All right. So first look, this will be obviously seeing each other for the first time. I even include letter readings in here if you would prefer not to put letter readings inside of the first look. You can just do letter readings folder. So the first thing with any of this is you want to be as organized as possible. I think this allows you to be as efficient as possible. Okay, so I'm just going to start importing these folders in. Now, I am using Premiere Pro for this particular wedding. Um, there's some things I do like about Premiere Pro. I think Premiere Pro has really good warp stabilization, so stabilizing your footage. I also like the snappiness of the timeline. And then they have a really cool music feature where you can edit, like you can chop the music up. Really cool. But other than that, I find myself nowadays more so using the program DaVinci Resolve. Okay, but I think most people are going to use Premiere Pro, but I think even so, more people are switching over to DaVinci Resolve. But what I'm going to show you today in this whole lesson and in the following videos, it'll make sense whether you're in DaVinci or Premiere Pro or some other in LE. Okay, so let's go ahead and add more. Cocktail hour. And I'm adding it. I'm not adding it all at once because I just find like it slows things down. So I'm doing Command I to pull up this folder. Okay. I got a cold today, guys, so I might be blowing my nose a lot, but just bear with me. Okay, so one other thing I did before I even started this process, I took my longest clips, so stuff from the ceremony shots. I've also taken the speeches and then the dances, and I've made proxies for those. So if you don't know how to make proxies, all you do is you select the clip, right click, come down here to proxy, and then create proxy. You click this, it'll pull up this folder, and you can choose your format. I do H.264, and then you can do low resolution, medium, high resolution. I do low resolution. This will allow for easy playback, And then I like to put it next to original media in a proxy folder. So as you see, when I click right here, you can see the proxy folder right here, and then you can see the original media. So if you don't do that, if you just have it like this, or you can create your own, you can do your own destination. But I just like that. I think it's a little bit organized, a little bit more organized for me, and it's easy to find and know where the proxies are. And if I need to delete the proxies, then it's easy to identify that, and you don't accidentally delete the original folder or the original file. You don't want to do that. Obviously, I do have all of this backed up in a separate folder or a separate drive. So yeah, but let's get into it. I'm not going to waste any more time. So first thing that I'm going to do is start with bride prep. And the reason why I'm going to start with this, now in DaVinci Resolve, your timeline is going to be set. Okay, you're going to have to set your timeline. In Premiere Pro, you have flexibility where you can adjust your timeline. So right now my frame rate is at 59.94, so slow motion for these particular shots. Shot everything in slow motion. I don't always do that, actually. I'm starting to shoot more in 24 frames per second, and then when I want slow motion, I'll change to slow motion. But this particular wedding, I shot pretty much everything in slow motion except for the ceremony and like the speeches. Okay, so I'm also in 4K. So wherever it is, yeah. So here's my resolution. So my timeline is going to adjust to that. Okay. So first thing that I'm going to do is when I'm culling footage, I'm looking for the best moments of the shots, anything that's going to be useful. Okay. So just going through, and you do, guys, you want to be critical of your footage. You don't want to just keep shots just to keep shots. You want to take the best of the best. Okay. So pay attention to exposure, things you may not be able to recover. Pay attention to your framing. Pay attention to all of that. Okay. So, and I'm actually gonna change over here the audio through. I'm gonna bring it through the TV. See, it's not working. I'm gonna have to bring it through. It's fine. I'll just bring it through. So
yeah, I have my computer, so we can reprint. Okay, if it's easier. Yeah, I just feel bad not to. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah.
all right. So and I'll choose moments of like these. I won't just cut them right away. But I am being mindful, right? I'm being mindful of what's going on right here. I'm being mindful of this little portion right here. You know, just little things right like this that aren't clean shots. You could still potentially use this shot, but it's not the best shot. Okay, but as I'm going through, I'll just keep it just in case. All right, so start with that. So this is not our bride. This is one of the bridesmaids. And now you can choose to pull stuff in with audio, or you can choose to pull stuff in without the audio. So if you want to do just the video, you can just drag that over. Now, if you find like, okay, there's a shot that you're using later on, and this is just a little quick tip, and you know, okay, where was this clip at? I won't be able to find the moment where the audio was to line it up. What you can do is take this clip, put a marker on it, And as you see, the marker showed up right there. Okay, so then you can come back, drag the full clip, and there's the audio. See that? So if you ever decide not to drag it in with the audio and then you decide later on you want the audio, find that clip in the timeline, put a marker right there, go find it in here. You can easily line it up. You can't do that with DaVinci Resolve, so that is another plus with this one. But let's go ahead and just move through this footage. You're gonna see our process, so we're gonna keep moving. Okay, all right, there's our bride. Don't really like the shot. Okay, don't like that shot either. I don't like the framing. Need better framing. Okay, now I wouldn't use this shot either. Okay, she's not in her best light. I don't think this looks good, so we're just gonna keep moving. Nope. So you can listen to what's being said. Nope. And guys, I'm always like this, just moving through, finding the best shots. Okay, now this shot could be good. This is not the best shot, but it's not like right in your face. You kind of get an idea of the room, the amount of people that's there, and even like how they're holding their hair right here. In this shot right here, we know they're styling it. And that's more intentional, right, than just that. But we can use either or. But I'm gonna take this part right here. Add my cut frame or my intro frame. Boom, and I'm gonna pull that in. All right, so we got some details. See if there's a better shot. Okay, so I kind of like this shot better because it's a little bit closer. Okay, so we don't stay there. Now, one thing that I'm doing, I just hit O for the out point. The other thing I'm gonna do with bride prep is the details of it. I'm gonna start creating its own separate subcuts, if you will, for the moments for the bride prep. So we're gonna have details, then we're gonna have like everyone getting ready, and then maybe just the bride getting ready. Okay, so let's see. All right, look, we got better light. Again, I'm not really fond of this shot, but we'll see. Okay, I like that. I like this. Okay, I like that. So these type of shots are like shots that I really like, just because these allow you to break up the movement, and also too, if you want like detail things, right? Shots with no faces but still like details of the person. This is where these type of shots, me personally, like I really do enjoy. I think they add something extra to your film, and allow you to cut in a certain type of way. Okay. All right. So being mindful of angles. I would use this shot, but it's pretty underexposed. This is by far the most boring portion to go through, but you got to do it. Okay, so here's a moment where we can use, again, I like the framing. I don't like the TV back here, but I think it's not really that discernible what that is. Okay, so I'm going to use that. Okay, so we got two good angles right here. So that shot with her ring, we could, this angle, and then we can cut to that. As long as we get a shot of that elbow out of the way. Boom. All right. Take that shot, and then I'm also going to take this angle too. I do like this angle as well. Okay. Keep moving. All right, so remember her. Here's another shot of her. Okay, I personally think that is a better shot, right? So you got her friend right here, then you got a shot of her in the sitting down, getting ready, and then a different shot of her right here. Okay, so this whole moment right here, boom, she's, yeah, we need that. So we're gonna take that. All right, so that's not in focus, but that's okay. There's a photographer. Oh, well. So we got that moment. And this is where the audio can come into play, okay? So, and then Lauren went and got a different angle, which we can use.
Oops, sorry.
You heard that?
No. Okay. Oops, sorry.
See, now this, another side note, this would have been a better moment. You can hear her say, no, I'm just happy. But it sounds like Lauren.
No. Okay. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, so that moment is kind of interrupted, but it is what it is. Okay, but just being mindful of that when you're culling. Okay. All right, so now. All right, so here's some glamour shots. We got someone right here, so we're going to be mindful of that. And also, when we're going through any of this, especially when we get into moments like this, one of the biggest things that you got to be mindful of, what is their eyes doing? What is their face doing? What is that communicating to us? I don't care how good the shot looks. If it communicates displeasure or being uncomfortable, and you can interpret it that way from their face, don't use it. Okay? Also, like brides, does something with her face and it's like given, it just puts her in a not the best light. Don't use it. Okay? So like right here, I'm mindful of this. I'm going to keep it longer, not necessarily because I like this moment, but because I like this moment, right? So when I go to cut it, what her eyes are doing, I'm gonna be mindful of that if I use this shot. Okay, so let's put that over here and continue. Get a shot. That's now I like this, the city in the background. Now like you can see it a little bit, but you can see a little bit more where this line is leaning off in the distance. So I like that in terms of framing. Okay, so cut that in. All right, I for to set my marker for in. She looks over, laugh, boom, take that. Okay, now we got to pan up. See how good, not a good pan. Okay. And then looking out. Now, I like this shot too because I did end up doing a shot with her where maybe I moved it. Okay. I did move it. Okay. So you'll see it later. Okay, let's get back to where we. Oh, sorry about that, guys. All right. All right. So 20, 21, shot through. I don't really like this shot too much, but I might use it. I might like it for a quick cut. All right. She sees her mom. Boom. Here's the photographer walking in front of our shot. All right. Oh, undo. I don't really like this shot, but this could be a good transition shot. See, I put it there. And I'm actually going to bring this shot with mom over to this portion. Okay. Now, of course, we got the dress shots. I'm starting to use these less and less, guys. I think, yeah, it's cool. You can see the dress. But honestly, I feel as though the not the breast, the dress looks best on the bride. Okay, so I'll cut right here. So I'll cut it, not necessarily to show this long dramatic shot. I could speed it up. I could do, just do something else with it. Don't really like this angle either. Like if you're gonna, probably would have been better to be over just a little bit more so we don't have this and we can see more of her face. So I'm not even gonna use that shot. Okay. All right. Now this, I'll use a shot like this, and it looks like we're transitioning to moving over to her getting ready to put her dress on. So this, a bride holding her dress right before she gets it on. Cool. Good work. Okay. All right, details. Excuse me. All right, a gift for her mom. So let's listen to this. Okay. See if we find out what it actually is. Okay. So we got that moment. We'll take that, and obviously we'll cut that down. Gonna need to. Okay, so we can put this in its own section, like with first looks and gifts. So I'm gonna set that over here, and then let's get this shot. All right. All right, so I kind of like all of that. So I like working down here, then this shot right here. So I'm gonna, all right. Let's see. All right, get that. All right, we gotta. And again, we got photographer right here in the way. Boom, got it. So we'll take that. I love that movement right there. All right, guys, I showed up. Here I am, like you guys care. All right, we're just having a conversation. You see me right there. So if I can steal that moment right before she adjusts her dress, I could potentially make that work. Okay. So again, slide this over. And I'm looking for all these moments right here. I'm looking for mom in the back helping her smiling. Because you'd be surprised, right? Like, you'd be surprised what. I wish we would have got that reaction more right here. All right. Shoe shots. Not always the best, in my opinion. Like, this was good exposure. So I could potentially make this work, but we'll see. So as it gets darker, it gets bluer. So I'm keeping that in mind. I kind of like this framing. So like that. I actually think I like this angle with mom helping her. Okay. And that little step right there,
Yeah, that's perfect.
boom, boom. And then drop of the dress, that can become its own moment in itself. All right, so what else we got here? Dress getting adjusted. Helping with the sleeves. I don't like the framing. I don't, for whatever reason, I just feel like it's too close. So I know at this point I was in there, so I may use this one, but I'll check my shot and see. Okay, don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that. Okay, here we go. Again, like with this framing, I'm not really a fan of that, but I do like how she comes in and kind of detracts from the background. Okay, so we'll take that. Let's see. All right, here's my angle.
Yes. Yes, good.
All right, so believe it or not, this will actually work. So cutting from a close-up, like right here, to something from this to this, that'll work. Okay, not really a good angle, but it's there. Boom. Go again, better shot.
Leah.
Now it doesn't look like I'm in focus,
Is Leah crying? Yes.
but I do have mom in focus.
Wow. So this is what it feels like.
So I'm gonna be mindful of that being out of focus. I could still use it, but I would probably need to use it quickly. Okay, so keep going. We got another shot of her crying. So I didn't take the shots from the other angle of the girls crying.
Good. Thank you. Thanks.
Boys are doing well?
Yep. They're at Queens right now.
Oh, Lord of mercy, I knew they were gonna go there.
Yeah, they're just having a beer. That's it.
Just one. We're in?
All right, looks like we're in focus right here.
You have no weight. I'm trying.
Looks like I did get the shot.
I can't. Love you. Thank you guys. I just like.
All right, so. All right, here's my angle of the shoe.
On the hands and knees.
Loved it. I love that shot. You know, it's precious to see too your mom. You know, parents bend down to tie your shoe as a kid, and it is on her wedding day. She's bending down to tie her shoe. So, what a great shot, I think. And then there's that. Yeah. So, boom. Okay. Probably going to use, so I got this portion right here. And then I got that one. And I'll probably end up using at this angle, but I want both just in case. Okay. All right, so let's get, so I decided to grab a shot of this. Quick, I think this is when they were adjusting her dress. So, I'll put this right here. And then we get the sleeves. I thought I got the sleeves, I guess not. So, what I'm gonna do, because it looks like I didn't get them. Take that moment. And then right here. Okay, so the sleeve is already pretty much on. I just don't like the struggle of putting them on, all right? So you want to make it look beautiful. Make it look beautiful, guys. All right, so that is bride prep, okay? All right, and one of the things that I like to do after going through bride prep, again, we want to stay organized. As you see, I got it all on the same timeline. So I'm gonna color this. I'm gonna put a color. I'm gonna do lavender, okay, for the girls. Okay, let's do groom prep. So here's the guys hanging out. I don't always do food shots, but for guys, it could work, right? Guys eating, hanging out. Sure, the shot is somewhere in there. All right, remember this is where mom gets her gift, so we're gonna slide this over. Leave a little space. There he is, hanging out. Boom, good shot. All right, so he's already pretty much dressed when we got there. That's okay. That's fine. Our gifts. I should have closed this, but sometimes in the moment you're shooting and you're trying to move, trying to get the shot. So details. All right.
Sharp. Looking pretty good.
So shot. My focus is not there. I really didn't get that hug. I wonder if I made them hug later. Okay, so I'm looking. They're hanging out. It's okay. Shot's okay. I think also one of the things was I was waiting on maybe the photographer to do something. So switch the lenses. Boom. Cut it right there. All right, so again, this is GIFs. Pretty wide angle shot. All right, so I'm actually gonna cut it from right here, just because we don't need all this extra movement. Excuse me. All right, so they open their gifts. Cool. All right.
One turn.
So we got Dad helping him put his jacket on. Man, guys. All right.
One turn.
Unfortunately, we got her in the shot, but I can cut it right before that happens again. This shot, rather than him putting his jacket on, we can use this. Dad helping him out, make sure he looks good. I think what I did was I gave the bride, not the bride, the photographer her chance to do her thing. So I just kind of hung back. Now, if you look, the movement right here, right there. That's why I'm pulling that shot. I like the movement. I like what's happening with the light. All right. So I don't like what his head just did right there. Boom. Okay, it's a little fast, so I would have to split that up. But I'm gonna keep the shot. Obviously, and I adjust. Looks like I adjust my exposure. I love how you can see outside the windows. What was happening with the daylight at this time is just perfect. It gives this, it makes it look like high dynamic range, right? So I love that. So she's doing her thing. I got right in here. I don't like how tilted he is. I wish he was sitting up a little bit more. So yeah, that's a little bit better. That looks more intentional, right?
Like you're adjusting it.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then look out the window. Perfect.
All right. want to get all the guys together.
Great, great, great.
All right. Then yeah, good.
Just having a good time, yeah. I need more energy, just a little bit more.
All right. So be honest with you, I was super chill too during this part of the day. So I could have got more energy out of them if I had displayed a little bit more energy. So here the guys are walking outside. Now yeah, I have this in groom prep, but honestly, guys, this is photo session. Okay, they're all dressed, they're all hanging out. So I'm gonna take this shot right here, and this is gonna now be part of photo session. Okay, so we're gonna slide this further down on the timeline. Walking.
There we go,
All right, so these are going to be very quick shots, I can tell. There we go. Here we go. Panning up to see more of Detroit. So that was intentional.
Point toward it.
He used to live in this building over here, so that's what he's pointing at. So I'm gonna make sure I keep that too. And this is the bar they decided to go to. That's all I need. She's gonna get a shot of them standing outside, but I'll also get this shot of that. Ooh. And inside. So this place was important to him. I think this is where they had their first date. And he's gonna show a little bit later the table that this is the table they had their first date in. And once again, so I'm manual focus, guys. So I always gotta, and what I should have did was got a shot. Got a shot just with him, but I didn't. Okay. All right. So moving along. Cheers and. So that works actually, but I know I made them shouldn't be right there. It should be over here. Got them all together for a shot. Keep the audio. See, and this again, this is another moment. Like I'm starting to wanting to mic people up more and more, and for longer periods of throughout the day, because uh, his dad says something. It's pretty much lost. All right, you don't hear it now. Right now, it may not mean like much, right? But that 15, 20 years from now is going to mean a whole lot more. All right. I'm going to include this moment of the dancing, and then we're going to keep moving. All right. So, bride prep, groom prep. And then after I do that, I like to come back up and then do my aerial shots. So, got some aerial shots of Detroit. Been really cool too if that building right here where he used to live, if I would have just pushed in a little bit longer, it'd been cool to kind of get that. But what I'll do is I'll take this with the intention of maybe using it for that moment when the guys are walking, right? So the guys are walking out here, then I can transition to a shot like this to kind of help with just giving a little bit more interest to the progression of the shots that I use. Okay, all right. So here's Shinola, and actually, funny enough, this is where the bride is. Or at least I think that's where she is. No, she might actually be over there. So, never mind. So, nice downtown shot in between the buildings. Great shot. Just a good shot. This type of shot is like so nice because you typically don't see these shots unless it's like cinema, right? Like moving in between the buildings. So, okay, so looks like I was trying to get adjusted. Now, obviously I can take this shot and back it, reverse it. Be mindful of right here, you don't really see people walking, so I could still use that shot. I don't like the way it's moving, like right here. I don't like that, but nevertheless. Okay. So I'm gonna go back right here, make sure I got a decent amount of stuff. Okay, that's that. All right, here's the church. Back side of the church. Boom, I'll cut it right there. So I stop at some point to kind of adjust my shot. Cut it right there. And again, guys, I've been doing this for a long time, so, and you kind of know what you shot a little bit. Some of it, not always, but again, be very critical, right? Cut out the fluff. If you don't need it, cut it out. Okay, it doesn't need to be this long, drawn out shot. So I'm just checking the movement here, seeing if I like it. Could work, not my favorite, but I'm gonna take that. All right. This building, it used to be there, so it used to be without this there, so it was a much nicer shot. So pushing in, dropping down. right there. So where we'll cut it at, and then the shot kind of transitions right here. So, and I think I pushed through. So again, going for that moment. I think I kind of chickened out a little bit because I didn't want to hit anything. So I really think what I did was, so I came in just a little bit and decided to back out. But what you can actually do is reverse the shot as if you're pushing in, right? And then cut it. But so I like all of that. I'll pull all of that from that shot. And then I'm going to start right here. And then this is that shot. All right, so then obviously you can speed it up and see the colors. So I'll cut it probably like right around there. I think that's it with aerial. Okay. All right, so aerial, bride prep, groom prep. Next, I'm gonna do establishers for ceremony. Okay. And I'll bring first looks after the prep. Remember, this is turned into photo session, so okay. Establishers, grandparents. So we have, in these shots, we have people, just coming into the church and stuff like that. So I'm going to be mindful of that. All right, and there's the framing. That's better framing. Okay. So all of this, people filing in, details of the church, all of this is going to be part of those establishers. Don't like this angle. You can see my camera right here. So let's see if we got any better shots. Now here I'm mindful of the color, right? It's yellow. Just gonna present a challenge to get that right. And obviously the angle's off, but we can fix that. There you go. All right. So here's the church. Beautiful church. Beautiful architecture. Next shot. Pretty much the same shot. We'll decide later which one's better. I think at this point I was like, I need a wider shot. Okay. See the difference, guys? Like, here's your wide angle, here's your other angle. Like, this angle works. Yep. This angle works. But look at this. This feels like also a little bit more of what your eye would see. So all right, so you got that. Then I come So I got my camera equipment
Hi, sister.
in the way.
I'm Eric's mom.
I don't like that. I don't like the color either. So here we go. This is a better shot. Panning up. Take that. Once again, going through something. Doing this with a wide angle is just, I just love the look of that. Okay, so we got that. Peeking around the corner. And I stopped because I didn't like that right there. So I'll still be mindful of that. I think that's why I changed my shot. But look at this. All right. Okay. Got that. A shot of everyone coming in. All right, I think I like this better for like people showing up. All right. There's that shot again with Dad saying hi. All right, and we looked at these shots. Okay. All right, so that's establisher. For ceremony, regardless if it's actual ceremony or establishers, I like it all yellow. That's just the color I use. So I know that deals with ceremony. Okay. We're gonna move on. Let's do. Establishers of venue. All right, so Shinola. So we'll slide again. I'll slide this over. Establishers. Should have left it that color. But I tend to gravitate to more of a warm look in my shots. All right. It's just a random building. All right, so let's do first looks. Okay, so he did a letter reading. He didn't read it out loud, so there's no audio with this. So I'm just gonna take the best moments of this shot. So I kind of like the slow pull out. And I can use that and reverse it because you can't really tell. All right. So where's the first looks at stuff? Okay, so I'll put that near this one. I asked them to open it. A letter. Shot of him close up. There it is. Okay. And then she did a first look with her dad. Now, this is one of the other things too where I think Premiere is better than DaVinci. Now, in DaVinci, you can do time code. Okay, so if you shoot with time code, then this is a non-issue in DaVinci. But in Premiere, if you're going to use time code, you need tentacle sync. And if you don't shoot with time code and you edit it in Premiere, their audio sync is not the greatest. But this is where I think Premiere actually is a lot better. So let's, I do need to add another, bring in some more stuff. So for this, I need audio, and then I need other audio. This is where I have first look with dad and first look with groom. So I'm gonna bring this in. Now, I like to edit with a multicam. So like a multicam perspective. So this, all this being put together, right? So for that, I find, so here's my clip, then here's Lauren's. And this moment right here, where this mic is, this is, I think, what it uses to really get it. And then he still has his mic on. So other audio, other bright, boom, boom. And I'm doing command and then clicking. I think it was that one. And then create a multi-camera sequence. So time code, you use tentacle sync. This right here, I wonder if they made an update. I don't remember that being there. I can test that out, but I'll do that later. Okay, boom, synced up. DaVinci would not be able to do this. Okay. All right, so again, for this, I'm not going to cut it. Okay. I'm not going to cut this just yet. Okay, so here's that angle. And I also have this moment right here. I love this shot. I forgot that I
run to get on back on our schedule.
So it's not just, I just kept the camera rolling. See a huge color difference, huge color difference. Again, this is where DaVinci would be able to just make this a whole lot easier, but whatever. Okay, I'm not going to edit this yet. I just need this synced up. All right, so there's that moment. So then I'm gonna put this with the rest of the gifts and first look, what I call that. Okay. So I got some shots of him before she comes up. So I'm not going to sync any of this. Let's see. So I'm just trying to find a good moment to shoot of him that I can use the cut to before it actually happens. So that might work. have been really good pushing in without these people walking by. So then we can make that seem as if she's walking up. Okay, so that's that. All right, so here we go with this. And groom, first look. Now this one actually might be a challenge. Great multi-cam sequence. Let's see how it handles it. Boom. Easy. All right. Like I said, it wouldn't have happened like that in DaVinci. Slide that over. All right, so you can see the two angles. So we got first looks. All right, so there we have, now we have the first looks. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do, I know you guys are probably wanting to see this, but we're going to get all the other stuff out of the way. First, I usually do that, and then reception. But so ceremony. Oh, turn this off. If you don't have this on here for multicam, just come here. You can add these extra ones. So let's do, let's see, not much for a cocktail hour. So this is their friend. All right, so establishers of the venue, cocktail hour. Girl in a red dress, moving through the crowd. Probably would have been a little bit better if I was more behind her. So just little moments right here. I love getting shots of people. People smiling. Shows them having fun. People embracing. Don't like that shot. Okay. Looks like I did a better job right here. I actually prefer that shot over the one I just got. So shooting through the crowd. And I love like having depth in the foreground and then depth in the background. It just, to me, it just makes it more visually interesting. Okay, so this shot right here gives you more of an idea of the amount of people. So I'll keep that. All right, and then the reception. So, and I know you're thinking like, wow, what's going on with the color? This is how the room was lit. The wedding planner, designer specifically had the room lit like this. So, I mean, it seems pretty extreme right here with the color. So I tried my best to tone it down. But this is pretty much what you saw. Okay. So there's my little light trying to light this up. I don't know if this will even. I hate this right here. I hate this right here. And of course my light right there. So adjusting. Yeah, people in the background, but it is what it is. Kind of like this shot because you see that there's a tree there. Excuse me. I normally wouldn't shoot the end of a table like that, but yeah. Okay. And the cake color is so extreme. Brian was out here, so I ran back out here to get some more shots. Now, this is not in order, so and they brought the lights up on the room. So they're not in focus, so I'm not going to use that portion of the shot. So I'll shift this over. Okay. There it is. That's the shot right there. Okay. So again, like as I'm cutting these shots, because I know I shot plenty of the room, this right here and this right here, I'm gonna try to avoid that as much as possible. Okay. So here we go. We got come on. Didn't find it. All right. Again, this is where warp stabilization is going to help out a ton, just to make these shots feel super smooth. Okay. So straight on the head table and the fireplace. I may not use this shot it's kind of hard to discern what I'm really looking at unless you know what to be looking for. So, not in focus, not in focus. You can still use this shot, but it's still kind of a throwaway. And I just kind of like what's happening with the bokeh in the background, so I'll keep it for now. Nothing like the entree menu, the menu shots. Hey, this shot's terrible. The bride and groom see the inside of the room and they're love what they see. See, now again, like they thought the room was beautiful, but again, as you're looking at the face, right? You're looking at her face. You want to see excitement, right? So right here, you don't see it. Now this would have been really great for us if they would have kissed right here. But they didn't. So there you go. Now I put my wide angle shot on. Now this gives a whole different feel for the room, right? Now you can see at pretty much every table, every detail. You guys, if you don't have a wide angle lens, you need a wide angle lens. Now I don't like this person right here. I don't like him walking through, but I do like the movement. And I think too, when you're editing and you go back and you do have this little movement in here, it just makes it a little bit more real. So I don't mind it too much. You can see all the little details on this chairs. I'm gonna cut it before we see that this door right here open, because it's a shift in the lighting, right? So right before he. All right, so boom. Now you can see this over here and that, but you see this, you see this, you see this, you see that. It's just so much for your eyes to look at. It doesn't really bother me. Okay, and I don't think I shot this in slow motion. Oh, I did shoot it in slow motion. Okay, cool. So anyway, that'll be good for really wringing everything out of that shot that we can. Right, so here, shot of the head table. Don't like the movement, so there we go. All right, I'm like, what are you doing? All right. All right. Head table. I did a pan up. Another shot. All right, we got that. We're moving right along, guys. Let's keep going. All right, we got pushing through the trees for the head table. All right. What else we got? Same thing I did with the head table. I kind of started up, pan down, while pulling out, revealing a little bit more. And it's just, you know, that, again, the wide angle lens makes these shots so easy to do these things. And then when you go to stabilize them, because it's so wide, there's a photographer, so be mindful of that. And here goes that shot pushing through something. Wide angle lens. Now, I shot a lot of this reception space. I mean, I definitely don't have any shortage of shots to pull from to reveal this. And I think this was really important to the couple, so I wanted to make sure I did a good job with that, okay? And this will be good too, where if I want to use reception shots, like in 2 different parts of the video, all of these variation of shots will allow me to still use them without feeling like it's redundant. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then here's a shot of that table. Looks like a shot of grandparents. I'll put that photo session. Okay, so we've done all of these. Moving right along. I am gonna move on to reception. Now here, obviously, we have the entrance and the cake cutting, but the speeches I won't pull from this just yet. Okay, I'm gonna wait on that. All right, so we got shots of the kids having fun on the dance floor, so I'll pull that there. Okay. Shots are not in order. There we go. Got speeches. Yes. So underexposed, but as soon as she goes to take the shot, it lights up. So I'll use that portion of it. So right before, boom, and then cut it. So not a long shot, but you get the gist. Okay. All right, so here's first dance. And sometimes I'll cut it now, but I'm gonna look at editing the speeches and dances separately. All right. So again, like with dancing shots, it's really dark. They didn't want anything lit really, so which made things a little bit difficult. But with dancing shots, these are always questionable, right? Unless you got like really well lit shots. Okay, so I leave a little leeway with these depending on how well they're shot, because I typically like to cut them fast. So why did I leave that in there? Well, I can speed it up and pan down to give like all this cool movement. Okay, so we got that. Spill another drink. Love it. Love it. Her doing her thing. Oh. Love it. Cut and print. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Oh my. Here we go. All right. Looks like someone's getting a shot. What's happening? All right, take that moment. With mom. Don't really like this shot, but let's see what happens. I'll keep it just for the sake of having him and her together on the dance floor. I don't really remember. Pointing at the camera, love it, love it. Okay. Moving on. He's kind of messing the shot up though. All right. Oh, can't believe he did that. They were hyped too. Yeah, so. Right there. Boom. Perfect. Looks like there's a shot of her dad on the floor. You gotta get that, of course. So like a shot like this with her dad, that shot we got with them right here, I may not use that shot now. Let's see. Nope. You guys know as well as I do, after a while all these shots start looking the same. I think. Darn it. Step back to get like a wide shot. You need these shots to be able to cut up this footage. Different perspective. So it doesn't feel like you're just standing in one spot. I think I like the moment kind of like right here. Bouncing, this huge guys moving through the crowd. So it changes up a little bit enough for me. All right. All right, you got Dad hanging with his friends. Ugh. Cool. Now you got some vertical shooting going on in here, but super quick. This may not work. We'll see though. Dancing is just slow. So, I don't know. I would probably use it and speed it up. It was like around this time I was like, okay, I think we got enough dancing. But yeah, she switched her dress. So I want to make sure I capture that. Here's a moment where the lighting changes and you can really see it. All right. And I'm letting this play out a little bit longer because other than them dancing together, this is kind of like the longest we have of them together, fully engaged with one another on the dance floor. So and I'll even keep that with the camera there. It kind of feels paparazzi-ish just because you don't see the photographer. You just see the camera. So I'm not opposed to that getting in the way of my shot. All right. What else we got? What else we got? Okay. Now I am cutting a lot, but you'll see later on as we go through the shots how even this gets whittled down. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can speed those up too. You can speed ramp them. All right. Ready for round two. So this is kind of cocktail hour. I kind of like this shot right here. So this actually should be right around here. I hate this entrance. Ugh. It just happened so quickly. The photographer's right there. And planner. And it's not in focus. The top thing's off. So there's that. But I will put this with the reception piece. They did a cake cutting. First dance. And there's more dancing. And I'm looking for, just certain shots that we don't have. Now this I kind of like a little bit more interesting. Maybe not the gunshot. That kind of feels a little bit less aggressive. Right. So right, Dad hanging out, having a good time, having a beer or a drink. And the other thing that I'm mindful of too with all of this, right, is like the angles and the type of shots, right? Because they're close. This is why I said, like, again, you need a shot like this, right, where it's wide, it breaks up the depth, and then you can use a shot like this one to assist, give you more of that visual interest. Because a lot of the shots are going to look similar, so you want to try to be able to break this up as much as possible. Love this shot right here. Boom, embrace, hands up, having fun. Oh. Maybe. I'll put this with cocktail. This is cocktail. Yeah, I'll put that right here. Now this is a much better shot of the three of them. bridegroom and mom. Even though it's the back, it's just a better shot. Right, and we got the photographer in the way. Whatever. Everyone's got to get the shot. Everyone's got to get a good shot. So, all right. And you see, I'm moving through this pretty fast, right? Like, we've already seen this is just a different angle. All right. Okay. So we've gone through everything except for the photo session, which is probably like the part you guys are probably most excited for. We're gonna try to keep it moving really fast. We're already pushing the two-hour mark, but hey, it takes a while to go through all of this, and you want to go through this to make sure you eliminate the fluff and find the best moments of the shot. So, all right, let me, just to kind of help out a little bit, color code this. So, reception and stuff, I like to kind of like to do, what color do I want to do? Do purple, and then details and cocktail hour. I'm gonna do, actually, let's take this clip and put it over here. Do brown for cocktail hour. And then green for reception details. So it looks like one of the clips in here came from the same moment, but that's okay. All right, and then for family and bridal party, I actually do orange. So, and I'm coloring this right now, or mango. Coloring this right now just so as I'm moving through this, I can stay a little bit organized, because it's starting to get a little busy. Close. Make that a little bit wider for you guys. Okay. All right, photo session. Oh, so it looks like we got a venue shot right here. So I'll take it. I'll put it right over here with the venue, establishing shots. So cool if there wasn't as many people in front of them. But whatevs. And run across. You see the red bottoms. Not a big fan of kind of what his body's doing right now. It looks a little tense, but we'll take the best moment from there. And here we go again. Not a huge fan of the framing, but we were on very limited time. So I kind of know this is like all that I have. So Okay, guys, drop down low, get a better angle. Classic look the other direction. You know, it's just a shame when it doesn't, you know, doesn't work out where these little moments would be so nice to get just a different type of shot, right? And the reason why we're by this red fire hydrant is because of her shoes. But I may not even use this shot, but I'll keep it for the sake. I didn't feel like my shots for them didn't really get better until we came back across the street near Shinola. Photographer, but you wouldn't know that that's the photographer, honestly. It's just oops. More running. See again, like this is not my framing or like my placement of them. I don't like where they are. So after that, I was like, guys, can I just get a shot of you guys? And I placed them right here, so you can see more of downtown. You can see the train of her dress. You know, to me, that's a much better shot. Okay, now the movement on our camera is changing, so I'm gonna cut it right there. Now, there'll be times too where I decided like to shoot it where this is more out of focus, but I was in a rush. I need to get the shot. I need to make sure I got the shot just because, again, like I said before, what I had prior wasn't really good. The shot in the alleyway and the fire hydrant, it wasn't good. So I didn't have a whole lot of time, and I didn't want to screw the shot up. So I made sure that I got the shot. And I think right here is probably, like I did something a little bit different, but got the flowers. I like how he comes into focus and grabs her hand. So that'll probably really be the shot when he steps in. And then them together. That could be another moment within your video. So I'm still going to keep the shot. Okay, what are their eyes doing? What are their eyes doing? France. We're gonna put that there. Okay, keep it moving. All right, hallway. Tight space. Had to wait for the photographer to finish. Like, really didn't get much until the photographer finished. Like, all these shots don't get good until, right. Now we're cooking.
All right.
All right, so there's a shot of her.
Just did with your veil. If you could do that again.
Then I get in focus.
Yep, that's perfect. All right, one more time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Had her walk away. It's manual focus, guys. Oh, she trips, but you
All right.
won't be able to tell when I get done. So, all right. We had him walk up to her. Kiss. It's out of focus, but there's a slight moment when it's in focus, and it'll work. I think I went down for Lauren on this shot. I won't use this portion, but I'll use right before walks up to her. Hey. All right, we got family here. We got this in the background, so I don't think I'm gonna use this shot. So him with his guys, I kind of like that shot a little bit. Even though they're not doing anything, you can clearly see that it's not posed shooting, right? All right, so bridal party. Family. They're looking at each other, which prefer that a little bit more. Actually, I need to slide this over because this is family. All right. So I'm moving. Okay. Bridal party hanging out. Photographer steps in the way. That'll work. All right. More family shots. Again, like, I love it when it's not always posed, right? They're just hanging out. And I feel like that gives your video a different vibe too. posed shots can look, so canned. Like it's just no originality. It's you've seen this 1,000 times, right? So I'm not saying not to get it, but just be mindful. Fake laughs. Oops. Right here. Bridal party. Family pushing in. It's really a bridal party, but kind of like what he did right here. So the little boy. Love that. So I'm gonna keep that. Family. Love this shot right here. So like this is so much better than and you know what, I'll keep her in the shot. That's so much better than having them stand. They're so much better. In this moment.
Yes, that's actually very accurate, Gemma.
Even this doesn't feel posed. So keep that. I believe this is her brother. So, just be mindful. Keep going. Okay, real moment, guys. I don't know I'm going to use this shot, but by golly, I'm going to still take it. So after the ceremony, more pictures. Yikes, I didn't mean to do that. So again, looking for the moments that are not superposed by the photographer. Like even this, you accept this because it's like, that's not the photographer. It's taken on a phone. So all right, family hanging out. Let's save the project. Oh, this is one of the other things. I can't believe this is the first time I just saved it. Adobe Premiere, you want to make sure you set let's see. I think it might be under preferences or settings. General autosave. You might want to change that to something that works, right? In fact, I'm gonna do 7 minutes for me. You don't want to do all that hard work. I haven't saved it one time since we started, so I would have been sick, absolutely sick if I lost that. All right, so this one right here. I can keep that. Family and bridal party I have as mango. The couple I do red or rose. So I know that this is all bride and groom shots. Got little heads in the way, but that's okay. All right. Don't like that shot. I would have if I wasn't in the shot, but what are you gonna do? So right here feels better to me. She slightly gets out of focus right there, and we'll cut that down. Pretend like you don't see me back there. Blending in. I love these kind of shots at a distance. And you realize, oh, they're not as close as you think that they are. Right here's where she gets in focus.
Maybe also a lawsuit. I don't know.
Don't know what Lauren's talking about, but all right. See, now from Lauren's angle, right? Trash cans. Like, this is never a good shot. So what Lauren should have did was shoot up to cut those out. And so this shot, I'll take it and save it, but I may not use this shot, guys. It just might not work. A lot of struggling to get in focus. Found it right there. Now, a shot like this, I typically wouldn't use a shot like this because they're clearly looking for a camera. But you could cut it in a way where you just use it very quickly. Like, you get the idea that they're running, but you don't lose, it's not lost on the fact that they're not looking at each other or looking at your direction. So there you go. I like this. Details, details, details. Love that. So I'll keep all of that and I'll cut it down as I go through it. She's looking giddy. Remember, look at the eyes. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay. Looking back at us. What do I do next? Little dip. How come I don't have that dip? Oh, I do. Okay. Okay. Now, kind of like this part of the shot, just because you see the flowers, I don't like, you don't really know what she's looking at, but that could work. Let's do this. We're gonna take that moment and then her looking up. Boom, that works. She probably started chuckling because I gave her some encouragement, like, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Almost done, guys. He steps in. I don't know what's going on with the framing. Whatever, I had him step back out. Boom. Hand kiss. There's that same shot with the couple. It's on the street. Alright, I kind of like him assisting her with her dress. And I think we moved to the, oh, I didn't like this. Super dark. Kind of like that. Sorry I'm breathing so heavy, guys. Just got this cold, so. Oh. See, and then I can use that. I'm glad she got that shot, because then this makes more sense, right? Like she's chilling.
Yeah, the front desk. I have one. Do you have one? I have one. Yep.
And him chilling, looking at her. So it makes sense. Here we go again. Details. I love these shots. Love these shots. This is like also like the power of having a second shooter. Because these detail shots, if you're moving them with a certain kind of lens on, you can't really get these kind of shots. So it's one of the great things of, I love her color right here.
Creativity, I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Fun. You know I live here. Right there, come back.
Boom. Why is it so long? We want to make sure we get that, so we can use that for another moment. So so let's see if we can finish this in the next 20 minutes. So that's how you get that shot back. You missed it, you just reverse it. Right, reverse, boom. So we'll save that. There it is. There's the framing. Don't cut her head off. Keep that portion. Walking together. Love it. So right here, this is him. And I'm tracking behind her, but what I'm going to do is, right here, she looks back at him. Boom. And I'll use this again, like in a fast motion where you don't realize that I was there. Looking down, looking out, looking at him. I told her to look without smiling. For a more dramatic function. I wish she didn't move. Get his perspective. Now that shot where I pushed in, again, like I shouldn't be talking too much about like what I'm gonna do, but the shot where I pushed in right here, this is where this shot then becomes perfect. So then you can use that. I digress. All right, back to family. Two hanging out, cute kids. All right. Him hanging out with her dad. It's her with her brother. Girls. Come on, it's moving slow. Let's keep it going. I like this moment. So, and this is where those pictures are. I don't know if we get better detail of it. We keep that. I don't like the facial expressions, So keep that. Guys just hanging out. Love it. I like how the little girl is in the shot. Personally, to me, it makes the shot look a whole lot better. So, keep going, keep going. Boy. Remember the eyes, the face, what is it communicating? Boom, smile. Candid moment of the little boy smiling. We're going to keep that. These little boys hanging out. Just a different angle of her with all little kiddos. All right. Okay, so all right, so the only other thing that we need, obviously, is parts from the ceremony that we would like to use in the edit. And we'll see those once we get to editing the ceremony, the speeches and dances. And then we'll pull certain moments from that. So I am going to assume that you guys know how to edit a reception, speeches and dances, and then also the ceremony. That part, I think you guys get. It's pretty straightforward, right? It's linear. You just choose which angle is the best, which works out. So we're not going to go over that, but we are going to pull from the ceremony, specific moments from the ceremony to add. And you typically, what I just off rip, you're going to add the first kiss to this. You're going to add her walking down the aisle, probably grandparents, parents walking down the aisle, and then certain moments throughout the ceremony, whether it's exchanging of the rings or certain moments that are just special that you would want to put in the highlight. But that is culling the footage, guys. We have gone through everything except for that. But we'll add that in right before we get ready to do the highlight. There it is. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed that. I did try to move through pretty quick. Again, like cut out the fluff. Pay attention to the expressions on the face, the eyes. What is that communicating to you? How does it feel? Pay attention to your movement. What is in your frame? All of those certain details. You want to take the best moments of all of your shots, and the worst moments, get rid of them. Okay, so that is culling the footage. I'll see you in the next one.